You're watching The Ugly Inside? Subscribe below.
After that historic win over Inter Milan on Thursday night under the lights in the Europa League, our focus now turns back to the Premier League and our Sunday afternoon trip up to Hull. Nick joins me, mate. You know, we saw a bit of rotation on Thursday afternoon with a few sort of like the likes of Yoshida McQueen, Højbjerg, Ward-Prowse and Rodriguez returning to the squad. Do you think any of those could be in contention to play on Sunday?
They'll all be in contention to play, but I think that Claude Puel will revert back to his more Premier League squad. He seems to like to play those players in the midweek cup games. But I think, you know, we've got to go to Hull. We need 3 points. I mean, I know Hull aren't the most informed team at the moment, but we have to get a job done. And with a 2-week international break looming, I think he'll go for you know, his best side.
And we've come to expect rotation in the last few weeks. Basing on sort of Classy's and Davis' performance against Chelsea last week, perhaps there could be question marks over their selection, do you think?
Well, I don't think there'll be a question on Stephen Davis's performance. I think Davis is key and integral to the side. You know, Chelsea were very good last Sunday, and Davis came on last night and closed the game out. And when he came on, we kept the ball a lot better than we had been for a lot of the game, and we were fairly comfortable in the final stages, and a lot of that had to do with Stephen Davis. The two players in that central midfield trio that I think are first choice are Oriol Romeu and Stephen Davis. The third place is up for grabs in any game, and it could be Classy, it could be Ward-Prowse, and it could be Højbjerg, or however you want to pronounce it. But you know, the manager selects depending on the side he's got. I mean, I think we could see Ward-Prowse play on Sunday.
Obviously, we saw McQueen come back to the squad on Thursday afternoon. Bertrand's just come back from an injury. I think Bertrand and Fonte will be obviously starting this game on Sunday.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Fonte definitely will start. I would hope and I would think that Bertrand would start. I mean, we've got to manage him back to, you know, to full fitness, and you know he's obviously fit to play again as you did against Chelsea, but you know you don't want him playing, you don't want to overcook him. So it would be interesting actually whether the temptation would be there to play McQueen again and give Bertrand perhaps a little spell in the second half and the chance to sort of come back in, get a bit of a feel for it, then have a rest.
So on to Hull then, they're like you sort of briefly said, they're in a bit of a crisis at the moment. They had a strong start to the Premier League, winning 2 games in the first 3, but now they're in a relegation zone and they haven't won in their last 6 games, or lost the last 6.
Yeah, Hull won their opening 2 games and have got 1 point since in the next eight games. You know, that they're in disarray. They did a pre-season in the fact that they didn't know who was going to be the manager, and they made no signings, etc., etc. So, you know, they're prime candidates for relegation. You know, it's a game like this, we've got to go there and win. There's no other scenario with respect to Hull. We should win this game, and we've got to win this game.
It's one of those though, because in recent weeks, despite them losing the games at home to Man United and Arsenal, they've given the away teams a pretty tough afternoon. So it's one of those games where we have to go ahead with our game plan and be patient in our build-up and take our chances on the day.
That's it. I mean, we're set up to do that. We did it at West Ham when we won so well. We do it in Europe a lot. You know, we can keep the ball and play it, and that might suit going to Holland and do that because the impetus is on the home side to come at us. They're not great. We can play and impose our game on them. Whereas against Chelsea, we couldn't do that. Chelsea sat back and invited us on, and were good enough to deal with it and then come back at us at speed and pace. Hull might invite us on a bit, but they're not good enough to expose us as Chelsea did.
And to wrap things up, then I think I know what's coming, but give us a score prediction.
Well, it's only going to be 3. It's got to be 3-1. You know, it's
give us a goal scorer then.
Goal scorer will be Stephen Davis.
I like that a lot. Let us know in the comments below who do you think is going to score the first goal on our away trip to Hull. Let us know your score predictions as well. And if you've liked the video, of course, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. Cheers, Nick.
No problem.